Business show in RVA. On the mic with Mike in RVA. Mike King is a businessman. He's a businessman with his own talk show. On the mic with Mike is the best business radio program in the game. No one is Mike King Radio.
The king of RVA Business Talk Radio on ESPN 106.1 FM, The Choice 105.3, and worldwide on IBGR.network. Mike King Radio.
Mike is Mike from Michael Mike's. From the Michael Mike's. Back to Michael Mike's. My name is Isabel, and you're listening to Mike King Biz. Hubby, that's my scam.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program around. I'm your host, Mike King. Appreciate you being here with me. So this is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, which is ESPN Richmond 106.1 every day from 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3 every day from 2 to 3, as well as International Business Growth Radio. We do like LeBron. We take our talents on the road, and then we showcase what happens here in the Central Virginia area. So that is IBGR, Saturdays, 10 a.m. in the East. Alrighty, so a lot of cool things happening here, a lot of rock stars. People come through the studio. We have my man, Ken Oxendine. He was in a while back. He was here with my friend Joe Chickowitz, and I got to know him. So him and his wife are out there making magic happen in the community. Welcome to the program, folks.
Good morning. Glad to be here.
Alrighty, so I always say it's a business show. So start, tell us who you are and what you guys do.
Well, Brown Oxline Sports Group, boxsportsgroup.com. What we are doing is just connecting the dots.
Okay.
We're trying to continue to not only connect the dots for the youth, but also, as we've done in the past, now we're spreading that umbrella. We're connecting it was always community and youth. Now it's also connecting the community to each other, but then also just growing just everything else that we're trying to do. And when you think about what connecting the dots looks like, and that's either helping individuals connect with jobs, with understanding of life, understanding that direction, and in the end, just trying to make things happen better for us.
All righty, ma'am.
And just to add to that, we moved back here in 2019 from Atlanta, and coming from a bigger city, we have two little girls, and when we moved back up here, we just realized there wasn't as much going on within Chesterfield, we felt. And we're directly in the heart of Chester, which is very quaint, small village. And they have this beautiful green space down there that is just not being taken advantage of when it comes to putting on things for the community. And so for us, we found that we were having to go over to Short Pump or to Richmond to do stuff.
So you guys decided to take it on your own.
So
and
yeah,
make the magic
so
happen.
yes, and that brings us to Chesterfest.
The Chesterfest.
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the great parts about having your own show is, you can ask the question that you want. Mom, how is it that you guys, you come through COVID? I always ask people, parents, and how are the kids doing now? Because we lived through some crazy times. What's it like parenting now? Because I got grandkids. I'm going to tell you, the hours are better as a grandparent, responsibilities. I don't have to be that bad guy like I was with the king of the no.
Mm.
I turned into the yes man with the grandkids. But how is it right now? And I know you guys are big in the sports for the girls. Talk about the environment, how the kids are doing out there now.
Well, our kids, they're pretty resilient to just, several things. We've really built them to understand those concepts and understand that, we're very God-driven and everything happens for a reason, but we understand the whole idea of things will happen, and then we have to, just like in sports, you get up and continue to move on. Because if you stay down, you're gonna, no one's gonna help you up. You continue to stay down. It's just one thing that people will see you, but the idea of you also got to be that person that want to get up as well.
Yeah, and then just through, with COVID, I think the thing that really helped our girls where it didn't impact them a whole lot is the fact that we keep them outside.
Okay,
They're outdoor kids. So not being able to do, other things like indoor stuff, it just didn't
because
play a
they were
role for
used to
us
being
because
out.
they ride their bikes out. I mean, they're just outside from morning till night.
There you go. All righty, so Chesterfest. So you guys come back from the big city, come to Chester. Shout out to Chester. That's where I started my radio program at, right at is it Harrogate?
Mhm.
Right on the corner. And
Mhm.
there used to be WNTW, was the radio station right across from the Lazy Daisy.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
okay,
so
yeah.
people would never be able to find them. Like, hey, do you see that blue dumpster?
Kind of, yeah.
That blue dumpster is the door to the radio station. So shout out to the good folks down in Chester. Alrighty. So explain to the listeners what exactly is Chesterfest.
It's just a community festival that has a bunch of vendors. In the past, it's had 200 vendors at least. Where this year we probably won't have as many due to COVID and a lot of small shops shutting down. But a lot of artisans, food trucks, this year, Ken is on the board over at the new Perkson Center of Arts.
That place is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Shout out to the chamber. I'd never been there.
yeah.
And that place.
Yeah, they had
an
event over there.
Event, yes, it was.
Yeah, so we've partnered with them to coordinate a musical lineup. In the past at Chesterfest, they just had like karaoke and that sort of thing, where this year we came in and our goal was just to really give it a facelift and to bring life back into it. So I'm really excited to have actual musicians out there, performing. And so they're still kind of getting, figured out who we're going to have, or committed, I should say. But nonetheless, it's exciting for us just to be able to do something different.
The date of the event is
September 24th,
24th. Okay, and the time
10 a.m. to 5 p.m.
in that bustling village of downtown Chester.
Yes.
Ooh, boy, I mean, there's gonna be some traffic jams up there
Yeah.
for that, but it is for a good cause. All right, Ken, so let's talk about, playing in the NFL, coming back from, the local guy makes good, now you come back and you're able to be a shining light for other people. You're using your celebrity for good.
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's make this thing happen.
Yeah.
And because like you said, it had gotten sort of stagnant. Now all of a sudden you're putting some new energy to it.
Yeah.
What can people expect now and why did you take that on? Let's go to that. Why did you take it on,
Yeah.
man?
Well, coming back, it was that whole concept of, how can we continue to grow?
Okay.
Just like I said, when I initially came back, I'm doing mentor programs into the high schools, doing mentorships into the elementary schools. Going and speaking to different gamers. But the thing is also continue to shine that light on where I grew up at. And the reason why we wanted to take it on was we wanted to allow our area to be more.
Gotcha.
And those parts, when you're bringing people in to see, now they see the specialness of what Chester is. And so now, and that's our biggest thing is continue just to allow us to be able to entertain not only ourselves, but the community and families and not have to travel as much and make Chester a walkable town, because there is it aged out to a degree. When I was young, it was a bunch of kids who were all over the place. And then our parents grew up and now our parents are retiring and growing and moving out. And now you're seeing a flux of younger age individuals that's coming to that community.
How many people ride down? That's Route 10, correct?
Mm-hmm.
How many people just ride right down there through Chester and just keep on going? I know I was across the street for a year and I didn't know that center or anything was back across the road.
Yeah.
Well, the center we opened it during the COVID, so
Gotcha.
it just opened back in 22 years ago. So that was 2020. And so that happened. The libraries was back there because the library used to be right next to where the right on the corner of Harrogate and just where the 7-Eleven is.
Gotcha. Okay.
So then they moved that back there. But that area is grown, and what they put there is just a beacon, and just that whole area. They're starting to build other shops, other vendors, and other stores that can allow the area to be more. And that's what we wanted to do, is just be more and just be able to be entertained. And the Perkins Art Center, they really have done a good job trying to continue to grow with being able to not only entertain the community, but also the region as well.
September 24th, what time?
10 to 5.
10 to 5. All right, so what kind of things? So you're a mom, you guys got cool things. What kind of things you gonna have for the kids out there?
So the whole green space is going to be a kid zone. So we have jump houses. We've partnered with Alma Bella Academy, which is a place for encouraging minds that are into the arts and doing STEM-like activities.
They're down that way?
They are, yeah. So the whole mantra of like live like a local, is like what we're trying. You know, okay, well.
I've never heard. That's pretty okay. Live like a local.
Live like a local, but like that's just what we're just trying to create. Is stuff to do in town, And so, but nonetheless, getting back to the kids zone, it's the jump houses. Alma Bella Academy will be out there doing things with the kids, face painting, stuff like that.
So anything we can do here. So we're gonna have you guys back on again down the road to talk about what's happening, because you guys are gonna have some new and exciting news, as well as you're gonna be on the choice with us as well. That way we're able to open up a different audience. One of the cool parts about it is when you have things for the kids. Oh, this is another thing that you learn as a grandparent. So no, my kids are old, and so I didn't know those ball pit things were like the nastiest place in the world.
Yes.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I take my kids to there, and I'm in there, and I got carried away, just having a good time, just all up in there, just throwing the balls, and nobody was in the restaurant that day, so I went through throwing the balls in there. I'm just having a great time. 48 hours later, I had the bubonic plague, really. And then when I couldn't get to work, people were like, "What happened?" I'm like, "Yo, I was in the ball pit," and every parent looked at me like, ew. Why did you do that? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yo, that's the nastiest.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's germ.
We will not have one of those at Chesterfest.
Yeah, no
But
problem.
that's just a public service announcement.
Yeah.
Whereas a grandparent, don't do that, because what happens is, you may fall ill. But one of the cool things about what you guys are doing is bringing life and bringing energy to the Chester community. And it's great what you're doing. September 24th, 10 a.m. That's where you guys are. It's on the mic with Mike, ESPN Richmond. We'll be back. All right.
Mike King says.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up. And they stay there, and they stay there, and they stay there. Up, down. 'Cause all I do is win. And if you going in, put your hands in the air, make them stay there.
Hi, well, you know who I am. Make sure you check out my man, Mike King Biz. His program, On the Mic with Mike Orvier, is the best business-ish radio program in Orvier. Mike King Biz Radio can be heard on ESPN Richmond 106.1 and The Choice 105.3. Me and Minnie listen every day, and you should too. On the Mic with Mike RVA is the best business radio program in RVA. It can be heard on the Mike King Biz Radio Network on ESPN Richmond 106.1 FM and The Choice 105.3 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back on the Mike Premier Business Radio program around. This is part of the Mike King Biz Radio Network, ESPN Richmond 106.1, every day 5 to 7 a.m. The Choice 105.3, 2 to 3 p.m. International Business Code Radio. Normally, you know what I do? I talk business. I'm the business radio guy. But today, we got royalty. We got sports royalty in the house. So we got De'Aaron Fox and Ken Oxendine in the house. See, ladies and gentlemen, I cede to the wishes of the people. I'm just a man of the people, and I'm talking sports. Welcome to the program, gentlemen.
Good to be here.
Thanks for having us.
All righty, so Ox Foxx. So, do people call you coach?
A lot of people do. They
Do
just
people
call
call
you
you coach? Really quickly, what's the feeling like when you were a player? What's the first time I felt like somebody called you coach? What did it feel like?
Very different. Yeah, just felt different because you were used to
Somebody else being coach.
and somebody else being coach, and everybody just calling you by your last name.
Yeah.
That's an Army thing too. I called my wife by the last name for at least good 5 years. We called each other by the last name. Yo, Freeman, she be King. Hey, how you doing? Okay. So it's something about being a coach. So really quickly, it's a business show. Tell people who you are, what you do.
Name is Deon Fox, former NFL player, James Madison University graduate. I am now working in Richmond Public Schools at George Wythe High School. I am the athletic director there, in charge of anything from spelling bees to football games. If it's an activity that goes on in there, I'm in charge of it. Try to find grants for the kids, grow the programs, and get the equipment that they need so that I can furnish it for the kids, for the, keep them off the street and keep them active.
We're coming back to school soon. When we left in the summer, what was the mood in the kid once you got the kids back in school? How are the kids doing out in the street? Because they'll talk to the coach and they'll talk to you because you got street cred. And they understand, okay, you can talk and they'll listen. What's happening out there? How the kids doing?
The biggest adjustment was Richmond City was out for a whole year and a half. We did everything virtual. So the interaction that they had when they got back in the building, our freshmen were last in school when they were 7th graders. So you have to look at it like that. Which brings me to why I also have my own foundation. It's called 5756 Foundation. We do a lot of stuff for the inner city kids. We do a lot of stuff for the vets and their children as well. I just try to give back to the community. And, it's all about giving back and paying it forward.
5756, tell us a little bit about that. How can people get information about that?
5756foundation.org is the website. You can go in there and find all the information that you need, mission statement, what we do, stuff that we've done. The last 2 years, but the foundation has also donated to the Christmas fund down at DGSC.
Okay.
Fort Lee. They have it every year for the kids of the vets and the people that have been deployed.
Okay.
So they have it every year. It's called the Christmas Holiday Helper. That's what it's called.
Okay.
The Holiday Helper program. So I've been doing that. I just created the program in 2019 and then COVID hit. So
what touched your heart to start it?
I've always loved giving back. I've always loved doing stuff. And when I was coming up, when I was those kids' ages, we didn't have pro ball players and guys that used to play pro ball come back and do anything. And we talked to them. And so we're not in the bigger prominent cities like an LA or like a Washington or like in Dallas, where you see the guys all the time. We're in Richmond, Virginia. So the guys that come back are guys that played in those areas that come back, like Ken. Like we played in different eras. I just missed him. Like I said, I'm 6 years older than he is, but at the same time, I knew who he was, and the fact that he came back to give back as well. It feels good to give back. Some of the kids now really don't know who we are.
And what you gotta say? You Google, like you said, Google me,
Google.
Yeah. Google me.
But
All right. So congratulations with that. So the program, we always highlight nonprofits. Anything we can do to help out your nonprofit, just let me know. We got some programs, we got some advertising, things to do for silent auctions. Just let me know.
Greatly appreciate it.
All righty. So Ken, your story.
Ken Oxson, born and raised in Chester, Thomasdale High School, went to Virginia Tech, drafted by Atlanta Falcons, and started creating this nonprofit that we have, Brown and Oxson Sports Group, back in 1998. With William Henderson, another former Thomasdale UNC Green Bay. But we grew it to where we wanted to help the kids continue, just as Gian said, that to put our hands back on the kids, because we didn't see that. We didn't see people come back and give us that information to help us to grow and to be better and be more. So we started off with football as a platform, and then I ended up life having, I had girls. So it created me to now more for what we were doing to understand it. And I was already doing it, connecting the dots for kids and getting them to understand that sports isn't going to happen for the rest of your life. At some point, it's going to stop. And then what are you going to do? And so the idea of your physicality or somebody's going to say that your sports career is over. And now what? So, and that's in all aspects, and being able to get the community to understand those pieces, to create your dream, to get to your dream, but also when you finish, there are individuals that can help you get to where you're trying to go. And for us, connecting the dots for the individuals, for our community, for kids to be able to better themselves is really the biggest thing, and understand that mental health, and all those pieces are part of it.
There you go. So on the mic, Mike King here, Ken Ox and Deon Foxx. So you guys are using your celeb for good.
Yes.
All righty. So now you guys got some really important information that's out there, doing things really that are important in the community. Because like you said, men and men's health. A lot of times I always ask people, you ask a man how he's doing. I'm fine. I'm good. While the wheels are falling off.
Right.
So you guys are doing something. Take it away, gentlemen.
All right. So Ken and I were talking about doing something in the community. So I was speaking to the Proton Therapy Institute down in Hampton.
Step back. We started the NFL chapter. We started thinking about the NFL chapter 2 years ago.
Okay, next NFL alumni chapter.
Yeah.
What exactly, to let people know, what exactly is that?
My bad, Ken. You
That's why you tapped them.
Exactly. That's my man right there. So
unlike the host, I'm just rolling with it. Like, yeah, really.
So Ken and I were at a golf tournament. We're doing a charity event, and we're on the same team, and we're sitting there talking about stuff, and we started talking about the NFL alumni, if he was a part of it, things like that. We just looked at each other and said, hey man, there's no chapter here. The closest chapter to us is either DC, Baltimore, or Charlotte.
Yeah.
I was like, that's too far to drive.
And there's too many pro guys in this radius to not have one here.
And so I told him, I said, you know what? We need to start one. So we exchanged numbers on that day, and back and forth. And then Ken, I think at that time, was just getting back into the area. So he was trying to get settled, get his family settled and everything. So I did some digging, and I would call him and say, man, I call so-and-so, I call this person, I call that person, I call, headquarters. So I was on a Zoom call last summer through the alumni, and it was in June of 21. I put in the chat, I said, how do we start a chapter in Virginia? We got too many pro guys here. I've been trying to figure out how to do this. The guy read it. The president of the organization, national organization, responded to me on the call and said, oh, okay, we're gonna get you in contact with this person. They're gonna call you. Within a month, they had us up and running and started. And so ever since then, we've hit the ground with our feet running, doing stuff. So we have 3 things coming up. We have the health fair in Hampton. We have a golf tournament in October, and then we're going to the Tackle Hunger program that we're going to be doing as well, that I'm going to be doing in the city of Richmond, since I work with the city of Richmond. Even though I'm from Chesterfield and I went to Meadowbrook High, graduate of Meadowbrook High School, Ken's got Chester covered, so I'm gonna cover Richmond. And so that way we tackle 2 communities right there, and then we're gonna branch off and get into Henrico as well. We're gonna try to take care of the area as best we can, as fast as we can.
There you go. On the mic, Deon Foxx, Ken Ox and Deon here, coming to you from ESPN Richmond, talking about some the events that they have coming up. So it is really, the medical portion is prostate cancer in men. And when you drop the news on Ken and I about where prostate cancer is most prevalent, come on, man, give us to that one again, because that was earth-shattering. I know.
It blew my mind too when I was speaking to the people down there at the institute. So when she brought it to my attention, I was mind blown. So listen to this. They said that the biggest areas that men suffer from prostate cancer in the country is Petersburg, Virginia, and Chesapeake, Virginia. Those 2 areas. So when she told me that, and like the Tidewater area down there in that area, and then Petersburg, I was like, man, that's down the street for me. That's like 30 minutes.
Right.
And I'm like, well, what's going on? And it just brought back what I used to see my grandfather and my great grandfather do when I was a little boy, where they, and we were trained to do this as men. we never say what's wrong with us. We
Right.
never say
Man
anything's
up.
going on. Exactly.
Keep it moving.
Always got to be tough. But what happens is that we're hurting our loved ones in the end when we don't go get checked out to get a simple screening. That had we got that screening 6 months, 8 months earlier, we'd be in a better place instead of it's too late. So we're trying to bring this type of awareness to the people around and give this information out to these people at this health fair that we're going to do in September 17th.
September 17th, and where's it gonna be located?
It's going to be at the Proton Therapy Institute in Hampton.
That place is renowned. That's world famous.
It is the biggest Proton Therapy Institute facility in the country at this moment. And they're building another one that's going to be bigger than that one, but that one's not going to be completed for another couple of years. So as of right now, they have the biggest one in the country.
Alrighty, and so that's an event. We're gonna get the word out about that. You guys are gonna be on Sports Talk with Big Al. So all the listeners of ESPN, what we're gonna do is that's important. So we're gonna make sure that you're able to get the word out there. You also, so that's that, the golf tournament you have coming up.
Yeah, the golf tournament will be in October.
Yep.
It's going to be at the Dominion Club. And this is going to go towards youth in the community in the inner city to give back. NFL alumni, along with 5756 Foundation, is going to be putting that on. It's October 24th.
Gotcha. Alrighty, so Ken, team, you played for the Atlanta Falcons.
Yep.
What years was that?
I was there in 98 through training camp of 2000.
Okay. And Dion, what teams were you?
Miami Dolphins and
Okay, you're
Washington.
good.
Oh, and see, Mike trying to cut me off before I said Washington. Okay,
Being from Philly, you know how I told you how we are.
He turned his head to me and everything.
Man, he said, "Oh Lord." Okay, but hey, shout out to Michael Vick in that Monday night game. That's all I can say. Alrighty, so the impact that you guys have coming back to the community. And what the heck is it that there's so many professional football players coming out of this area?
And that's what's so crazy. That always drove me crazy is that Virginia is one of the really untapped, unknown. It's not untapped because people know because they keep on coming in and they're going other places to play. But whenever people talk about football or sports, they go Florida, Texas, California, Ohio. And the thing is, though, Virginia has just as many players. You know, when you think about how small we are, that go and I don't know what it is. A lot of people say, "Oh, well, y'all got a lot of Army bases." No, it's not. It's homegrown people.
Yeah, homegrown.
Yeah,
and so it's not people being transplants to movement. It's homegrown, and really, what's so crazy on Route 10, and someone sent me this thing a couple of months ago. Just on Route 10, the high schools that's on that road, there is like 10 guys within a span of 15 years that played in NFL.
And when you were here with us before, you talked about the numbers of a lot of great high school players dwindles down to great college players to end up in the NFL. You're talking the best of the best.
Yeah. And it's crazy because a lot of people, that's what they don't understand is the numbers. You know, you think about this, there's 250,000 high school seniors that come out every year trying to get roughly 20,000 scholarships in college.
Gotcha.
And then those 20,000 scholarships, all those 20,000 want to go to the NFL. And there's right around 1,600 individuals that play on a roster. So that's 53 individuals on 32 teams.
Whose dream came true.
Exactly.
On an active roster now. That's an active
roster.
Yeah. We have to make sure we understand because you see these grins, but these grins are not grins of happiness. These grins are like, this is business.
Yeah.
And it's big business and people really don't like grasp it. Yeah. You know.
ESPN Richard Mike is here, Ken, Dion as well. All right, gentlemen, as they say in church, I'd be remiss did not ask you about this whole name, image, and likeness. What are your thoughts on it?
It's interesting. It's because it's almost like NCAA opened up the Pandora's box, and it's great for the kids, but it's still in its infancy. You know, I would have liked them to do, and this is just my theory and thought, to do more of a, you know, you play and you create this money, you get money out of here because now Yeah, I think a lot of these high schools, they haven't prepped these kids to understand money.
No.
And so now you go, here you go, here's $500,000, 18, 17-year-old kid. And they've never seen that type of money. And so instead of putting it into an annuity for them, and then they can pull from it and then say, well, for you to get this, you have to graduate.
So here you just handing them 500 large to do whatever you want.
And the other piece to add to that, why not offer the classes in high school? You offer everything else. So offer these classes in high school to actually educate them on how to spend it, manage this money, get this money, know what to do with this money instead of getting it and buying some new Jordans or the newest iPhone or the newest Xbox or the newest PlayStation. You know, I mean, that's the society that we live in right now, where the majority is about materialistic things, but the wrong materials. You know, they're not worrying about trying to buy land, property, something that gives an investment back to you. They weren't about stuff that depreciates.
The second you get it and start using it.
Exactly.
There you go, on the mic with Mike. All right, gentlemen, can the genie be put back in the bottle?
No.
No.
They did that a couple years ago when they said the Power Five can pay the kids to some. So now they say, okay, well, we've done that, so now we got to do more almost. And so in the pushback, and the thing is, NCAA is, and it drives me crazy, is they're there to do good, but they end up being just band-aids for some versus taking responsibility for the entities that they run and really help guide these schools versus just saying we're.
So I saw the Rutgers coach the other day. Now we're going off in the sports mic. So yeah, you guys got me started. The Rutgers coach is going to the alumni saying, hey, we need this NIL money to recruit these people. We got to be able to match the other schools that are out there who are offering.
Yeah.
So is that the next road?
Well,
getting on the alumni association saying,
well, this is the problem, is the schools that's already been doing it, like your bigger schools, like
I lived at 2 blocks from campus at Penn State for 10 years.
Yeah.
And so I was there with the Sandusky scandal. Yeah. So a lot of the shenanigans have been going on.
So a lot of these schools just turned on, they were already doing it on some level. Now they're doing it legally. And so now what has happened is that money, the bigger schools, they can come in and say, hey, Johnny, I'll give you $200,000 just for you to come here. And knowing that other school can't match it.
Can't roll out 200.
And so, and that's the tough part with NCAA, because the NCAA say, here you go, it's a Wild West.
Well,
okay, go ahead.
I'm sorry. But if you think about it, it's a bigger level now, because when Bosworth wrote his book, the bonds. Remember that? I'm going back on you right now.
Oh yeah.
So
the bonds was a big deal.
Yeah, the bonds was a big deal. And when he said that they was giving him cars, money, he got money just to sit down and watch oil wells go up and down in the field or whatever it was when he was playing back then. So it's been going on, like he said, but now they've just made it legal for more schools to do it and to get into that game. Now, whoever has the most money is going to end up winning that game.
Yeah.
There you go. On the mic with Mike, talking sports here, the gentleman. So one last time about the health event.
Oh yeah, September 17th down at the Proton Therapy Institute, Hampton University. We're going to have, it's going to be a health fair, but mainly focusing on screening for prostate cancer. Going to have other screeners there for blood pressure, are going to do height, weight. We're going to talk to nutritionists, going to have dietitians there, going to have other events going on there. Other vendors going to have actual interactions that you can do with aerobics or calisthenics, yoga, things like that. Going to have little sessions like that. Or everything that has to do with health is going to be down there. Indoor, outdoor event. Looking forward to having all you guys down there come see us. Going to get more information coming to you.
There you go. Ken, Chesterfest.
Chesterfest, September 24th, 10 to 5. Fun, music, food, community event, bringing kids out, bringing families out, bringing the community out. Looking forward to it.
Hey, shout out to my cousin, Pastor Watson, out there all the way over in Hokie land. So you're one of
Hokies.
Okay, there you go, Pastor. Good on Lisa Trinity. Hey, thanks for watching. On the mic with Mike, we got to run. As I always say, make sure you check out our sponsors and advertisers. Changing the world ain't cheap, easy, or free. Money got to change hands somewhere. So make sure you check out our sponsors so we can stay on the air. As I say, the microphone ain't free. Plus, my grandkids do need stuff. So on the mic with Mike, we'll talk to you soon. Take care now. Thank you.